Good morning, everyone. My name is Jason. Most of you already know that. This video is going to seem a little bit off topic. I'm going to try to do my best at this. It's really difficult for me. So anyways, I've gotten such a large amount of positive support on the content that I've been putting on this YouTube channel. So I felt that it would be necessary for me to to reach out and explain what this YouTube content creation is doing to me because I really enjoy it. It's helping me as a person, and it's really helping me to get positive feedback from so many people and a lot of people that understand exactly what's going on here and how I feel about it. So I imagine I'll get quite a few haters and a lot of negative stuff mixed in there as well. But you know what? At this point, I'm really ready for it. So kind of bring it on. Um, Anyways, I'm somebody that has grown up with some really severe social anxiety disorders. I went through school as like being really weird. I never had too many friends. Um, I don't know how else to put that. You know, I was the one that always got bullied. Now, I did a damn good job standing up for myself, but I didn't always win the fight. So I put up with, daily ridicule and stuff because I was always just quiet. I never talked. I was shy. And when you're shy and you don't say much, people always, they assume the worst. So when I decided to start putting this stuff on YouTube, I was at a point where I'm into these repairs and I'm doing board level stuff and I'm doing micro BGA rework and I'm looking around at the rest of the world and the rest of what's on YouTube and I'm realizing just how similar my struggles are to all these other people. So I thought, well, I'm really doing a good thing here. I should start showing people. So that's when I came in and started putting this stuff on YouTube. So um, the first few videos I put online, I mean, my videos still aren't all that great, but they're getting better. But the first few videos I put online, I was just ready to get trashed. I was ready to get slammed left and right, but I wasn't going to let that stop me, and that's not really what happened. I've been getting a ton of positive support, and it's really amounted to the phone here at the shop ringing all day long. And now we get maybe a couple of calls from local customers in a day, and then an overwhelming amount of calls from the rest of the world. So, um, aside from doing it for my own enjoyment, it's really amounting to a lot of calls to the business as well. Not all good, mostly good, but so anyways, I don't really know where I'm going with this video, but I did know I wanted to sit down in front of a camera and explain that as somebody that came from a background where I was shy and socially awkward, um, I'm not really sure how to say that. I'll cut this video a couple of times because, uh, so anyways, and all the time that I spent being shy and socially awkward and not going out and partying and fucking up like the rest of the teenagers at my school were, I spent a ton of time at home at my own personal workbench, which I built out of 2x4s and plywood, and I covered a whole wall in this thing. So what happened to me during my socially awkward period where I just really stuck to myself and I didn't go out and party, um, I wound up learning so much at this workbench. I mean, I have just got thousands, it must be thousands of hours doing stuff that people would just never do. I mean, seriously, how many teenagers these days are sitting and hand winding Tesla coils? And so I've got all these thousands of hours in building radios and Tesla coils, and I've got experience with voltages all the way down to a low enough, just a quarter of a volt at 10,000 amps, and I've also got experience with 10,000 volts at a couple of milliamps. So I've worked with all these voltages from zero all the way up to, I don't know, half a million volts or so. I don't really know how to measure it, or not really important for me to measure it at that level. So through all of my time of being socially awkward and sticking to myself, I just absorbed all these different experiences, and not just with electricity, but laboratory experiences where I would use like sodium hydroxide to dissolve aluminum and measure voltage potentials put off by different materials in the solution. And I've did things like make copper sulfate and copper hydroxide and rigged up my little lab experiment with electrolysis and a salt bridge so that I'd be getting sodium oxychloride on this side, well, basically bleach, and then on the other side it was oh, I don't remember, but so yeah, I grew up as a nerd, socially awkward, um, but during that time I learned a lot of what's going on here at the microscopic level. I've taken all that knowledge of circuitry and experimenting and building and repairing things for fun, and I've adapted it here to my workbench down to the microscopic level, which I might be doing a video on this little dude today. We'll see. So YouTube content creation has really helped me to the core. I've went from being afraid of what's going to walk through my door next and what customer is going to come in and always worried about how somebody is going to affect me to not really caring very much. I've become really positive on a day-to-day basis, and I don't feel like there's anything that's going to walk through that door that's as far as work or somebody else's problems are going to go that's going to affect me. So I just really want to reach out and thank everybody for the positive comments. I'm going to keep these videos going. You know, my wife watched one of my videos last night for like the first time ever, and she says, "Hey, you're not looking. You're not looking at me. You're looking down." And so if she would have watched my first video, that would have helped me, but she didn't. And so I think like every video I've ever done, I keep my open broadcaster screen like right below my camera. So I'm looking down at myself when I'm talking. So last night she finally watched one and she's like, "Hey, you should look at your audience when you're talking." I'm like, "What? I am. Are you kidding me?" And sure enough, she was right, just like always. And so anyway, what I've done, I moved my open broadcaster screen onto my other monitor. I kind of keep it small and out of sight so you're not seeing double images. But so anyway, I moved my open broadcaster screen over there, and I'm now looking at the camera. So all this time I spent not looking at the camera, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to go back and redo all those videos. It's my wife's fault for not watching my first video ever and letting me know that that was a crucial mistake. So, so as far as YouTube content creation, all of this positive energy has really given me a drive to improve the quality of video and try to do a better job recording some of this because I really want to show exactly how I'm solving some of this stuff so that other people can solve it for themselves too. And there's a lot of people doing this that are starting to do it for customers, and I think it may be saving them from some really crucial mistakes. Although I can say since I started doing these videos, my level of previous repair attempts on boards has went from like down here to up here, especially on touch IC repairs. I'd say 25% of them or more are coming in and they've already got fluxed around Mason and they've already been refloated. So it has amounted in a lot of previous repair attempts, but I don't care. I still manage to fix, if not try to fix most of the previous repair attempts that come in, unless they're just like awful. So our shop's getting ready to open here, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of cut this short. After I do a video like this, I always go back and wish there was things I could add to it, but I try not to do much editing at all. So thank you all for your positive feedback. I'm going to continue putting this stuff out there, and this board level repair over the period of a couple of years has really blossomed into somewhat of a new life. I've went from being a full-time IT guy. I mean, through those nerdy years, it wasn't just all science and electricity. I've spent a ton of time learning different operating systems on computers and networking and setting up business systems. And I got a lot of background with corporate networking and virtual machines and servers and subnets and DNS, and I've kind of covered a large part of the IT field, and I've spent the most of my professional life in the IT field, setting up corporate networks and VPNs between locations and even long-range wireless bridges and stuff like that. So this really kind of moving into the microcircuitry side of this over the past couple of years has really helped me, because my whole entire life I've been that same closed up quiet person that never talks to anybody, and here I am pumping out YouTube videos as regularly as I have time, and I thoroughly enjoy it. It gives me a chance to express myself and sort of show people what I'm really like. I spent my whole entire life hiding it. So I do thank you all for watching, and I hope you learned something from these videos. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you.
repair needs something like that. Save money.
There was a little bit of something I did want to add to that video, and I meant to mention it while I was doing the video. In a lot of these videos, you see this thing sitting behind me right here. This is the secondary winding to a Tesla coil I built when I was like 17. It's been thrown around so much, there's most likely a break in it somewhere. I know I could check it for continuity, but I leave this sitting around my shop here sort of as a reminder for myself, to remind myself where I came from. I've came a long way since I made this coil sitting in my bedroom by myself in a chair in the corner. I didn't do this with a drill or any power tools. I sat with a spool of wire and I wound this onto this PVC, and it was a cool experiment. I actually wound up driving this one with a microwave oven transformer. So you know, it's sitting here in my video. When I did this video, I meant to talk about it, so I really want to cut this in here.